This video is brought to you by BossRootin.com with big sales on now, and PowerPerformanceProducts.com, where you can receive $10 off your purchase of Body Storm and Body Effects, the best pre-workout supplements on the market.
Spencer Lazara, MMAinterviews.tv, alongside Sugar Rashad Evans here at the Olympia Convention. What brings you out here today?
I'm with Muscle Farm, and they always support me, so I want to come out here and show my support to them.
Okay, you've got a little wrap on your hand. Talk to us about what happened. I know it was during the Tito fight.
Yeah, it was actually my first overhand right of the fight. I caught him with it, and I broke my thumb, so I got to have pins in it for it's been already 4 weeks now, so 2 more weeks, and I should be able to have them off.
How did that affect your performance there? Did you feel like you wanted to get it over quickly? Did you feel that in the fight?
You know what? It was I was kind of had mixed feelings about it. I was like, man, my hands messed up pretty bad, so I just got to go for broke, and I just wanted to finish it as fast as I can.
When he was down on the ground, it took you a minute, and then what did you realize in your head? Man, I got to knee this guy to the solar plexus.
Well, when he came up, I felt like he was waiting for me to knee him to the face, so it was like a stalemate. So I was like, I started hitting him, and then I was like, I'm gonna knee him in his body, and it just happened, you know?
So he took it on short notice. I know you were happy at least to get your fight in. You had trained so hard for another fight.
Yeah, and I appreciate him taking the fight on short notice, but I was hungry, man. I wanted to go out there, and I just wanted to show everybody that, what I've been working on for the last year.
Of course, you fought him before. It was a draw. He had a point taken away. You've evolved so much. I'm sure you wanted to prove that as you did. Yeah,
I did. I know we say things during the pre-fight interviews and stuff to hype it up, but he kind of made me mad a little bit, man. He was kind of, some of the stuff he was saying, I was like, oh, for real? I know I'm talking trash too, but in my mind, I was just livid like, oh, okay. You think you can whoop me for real?
So when guys talk, that just adds extra motivation for you. As you were saying to fans, even earlier, you were saying when fans boo you, that gives you more motivation.
Oh, yeah, when fans boo me or when they say something to me slick on Twitter or, say something to me stupid anyways, it always just adds fuel to me.
Do you feel like that's what drives you as a competitor? I mean, when you're that way, that's when you're a true competitor. That's been my experience in athletics.
Nah, that's how it is. My whole life I always have people tell me what I can't do, what I can and can't do. And I'm not even supposed to be here right now. But I work my tail off, and this is what I do. So I'm not gonna let anybody set any limits on what I can do. So they want to boo for me. They want to say I can't do this, I can't do that. Just watch me.
How has it been on your psyche, of course, all this going on? You were supposed to get a title fight, injuries, new fight, new opponent. You got through that, you beat Tito. How has that been, and what's next? When do you want that title shot?
It really doesn't matter. Whenever it happens after this fight, whoever comes out clean, maybe nobody gets hurt, and then we can get it done as soon as possible. But if not, then we got to see what the UFC wants to do.
Maybe we talked about Dan Henderson saying he wanted to jump the line, or maybe something happens, an injury in this fight. Maybe that's a fight that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, I'll fight Hendo. I love Hendo to death, man, but we're all competitors here. We're all professionals, so I'll fight him.
What do you think about Shogun's win over Forrest?
I was impressed, man.
Kind of similar to yours.
Yeah, it was, man. I was like, dang, I hate to see Forrest go out like that, man, but Shogun looked good. But, that's how Shogun does. He looks bad, and then he looks good. He looks bad, and he looks good. So I think his next few fights should be good fights.
So maybe you want to fight him next. Maybe he will be bad again.
Well, he got to get injured first, and then he'll be bad again.
And how do you see the Jon Jones and Rampage fight unfolding next week? You have experience with both guys, of course.
I think that Jon Jones uses his range and his speed to keep Rampage off balance, at the same time using his ability to take Rampage down to try to impose some of his will. But, I think Jon tries to get it done. I think he does it standing up.
Standing up, okay. He's been able to take everybody down. So you think he'll have a problem taking Rampage down?
One thing I experienced with Rampage has a very strong core. Jon may take him down if he uses his leverage and a lot of his judo. I think that's probably how he's going to get him down. But if he just tries to shoot it on him, I think Rampage may be pretty tough just to take down off of just a shot.
And of course, the recent developments, GSP and Condit are now fighting. Teammates of yours as well. How do you see that fight unfolding?
That's a tricky situation, but I see GSP, all the experience, all the fight knowledge that he has from before, and just, being there a million times. And I think he's just at a different level right now. And I think that Condit was probably 2 fights away from being there, but he got rushed along a little bit. So I think I don't think he's going to win.
How about Dos Santos and Cain Velasquez?
That's a tough one. That's a tough one, man. But I like the Santos, but at the same time, I think that Cain Velasquez, the way he changes up the level, the pace that he keeps, is going to be really too much for him to handle, Dos Santos.
How do you feel about fighters' layoffs? Cain's obviously going to have like a year layoff going into this fight. How do you think that affects fighters? Is it different per fighter or situational?
It's all different per fighter. You know, what it comes down to is what you've been working during your off season and how productive you've been. If you've been sitting at home and just, you know, living off the fat of the land, you're going to look like trash when you get back in there, you know. But if you go in there and you've been working hard and systematically getting better, doing all your rehab, doing all the things that's going to progress you and make you better than you were when you stopped, then I think you should do okay.
And lastly, Alistair Overeem got signed. He's fighting Brock Lesnar. That's going to be crazy, man. All that weight in the octagon. What about that fight?
It's a lot of beef. It's a lot of beef. You know, I think that Brock, he comes back and starts using his size and really starts, you know, put that size on Alistair. It might give him some trouble, but at the same time, you know, Brock has to get comfortable with seeing those punches and coming at him. You know, you forget how green Brock Lesnar is because he's so impressive at such a young stage in his career. But then you see him fight guys with so much more superior striking, and then you see the greenness in him. So if he just kind of works through his stand-up ability, I think that he should do well in this fight. But, I mean, Alistair is a monster with the stand-up, though, a monster.
Yep. Okay, appreciate it. Close us out, Rashad.
I'd like to send a shout-out to everybody that follow me on Twitter, @Rashad Evans. Hey, haters, don't be talking crazy on Twitter either, because I know where you live. I do. I'll find out. But I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody, man, who's following MMA, making us the best sport in the world. I'll let you, boy.
Okay. I'm Spencer Lazara, MMAinterviews.tv.
Godspeed and party on.